Hello, and welcome to Chapter 4 of our Curve Publishing tutorial series. In this chapter, we will create our publishing catalog, or works. A work is a musical composition that we receive royalties for, which need to be paid to the work's songwriters, publishers, or composers. Before we can create a work, we need to create the composers and the publishers. To create a composer, go to the Catalog directory and select Composers. We can create a new composer by hitting the Create button at the top right corner of our screen. In the Overview field, we can specify the name of this composer. Let's create one for Tom Allen. So the full name can be Tom Allen, the first name Tom, and the surname Allen. We can also provide his CAE number and specify if he is controlled, meaning we represent his publishing catalog. On the right, we can specify if he is a member of a collection society. Let's say he's a member of PRS. Below, we can also specify if he is a member of any additional collection societies and store the PRO agreement number. A useful feature is the linked contract. Let's link Tom Allen, the composer, to the songwriter contract, also called Tom Allen. Now, every time we use this composer in a work's IP chain, this contract will be automatically attached with the correct participation rate calculated. We will show you this feature in action later in this video. Next, let's create a publisher. To do so, we go back to our Catalog directory and select the Publishers page. Again, hit Create at the top right. We can give it a name and a CAE number. Also, on the right-hand side, we can specify any collection societies this publisher is a member of. Let's say we have a direct membership with PRS. Now, let's go create a work. Go back to the Catalog directory and select the Works page, and click Create in the top right to create a new work. On the Overview tab, we can give some headline metadata, such as the title. Composers we can leave blank for now, as this will automatically populate based on our IP chain, as we'll show you shortly. We can also specify a unique identifier, an ISWC, or a tune code. On the right-hand side, we can populate some configurations. These are not mandatory, but may be useful for your CWR deliveries. Also, we can create any track associations below, which will make sure the ISRC of your works will be part of the CWR delivery. On the Territories tab, we can specify in which territories we represent this work. Let's say we publish this work worldwide. Then, on the IP chain tab, we can specify who has written this work and which publishers represent the work. Let's say we publish this work worldwide, that we are the original publisher, and that we represent Tom Allen, who is the sole songwriter of this work. Now we can specify who owns and collects the mechanical and performance royalties. Let's say Curve owns and collects 100% of the mechanical rights. The performance rights are split evenly between Tom Allen and the publisher. These green boxes at the top right of our screen show our totals nicely add up to 100%. On the Rights tab, we specify which contracts any revenue of this work should be shared with. If you remember, we linked the Tom Allen contract to Tom Allen the composer, so his contract will have automatically populated and applied the correct participation rate after we created the IP chain. He has a participation rate of 100 because he is the sole songwriter on this work that we represent, and therefore all royalties that we receive should flow through as a calculation input to his contract. It is then down to the terms in his contract to calculate how much of this share is actually due as his royalty. This is a basic example of how you create a work in Curve. For more information on works, please refer to our written documentation. In the next video, we will walk through creating a template to ingest our sales files. Thanks for watching.